An e-motorbike, e-scooter? Well, first for everything. Deliveroo on a Boris bike. Well, following the struggle dales, which was super difficult as you've seen. So I'm back in the gym now just to grease the groove, keep things ticking over, taking it very easy this week. And I've been pairing the incline bench press with a single leg deadlift. This is going to be my third set of 8 reps on the single leg deadlift. I know I hark on about the value of the deadlift, but it's a strength movement that keeps on giving. And a single leg variant here is an excellent warm-up, or indeed a main movement, taxing the stabilisation muscles as well as those of the hamstring, glutes and core. Yeah, they're quite tough, but a little bit of progression there. You can tidy them up a bit. 3 sets of 8 reps with the 28. The deadlift is an excellent movement for the cyclist because it involves a lot of glute and hamstring in order to execute the movement and push through with the hips. Obviously, cycling is quite a quad dominant sport, and over time, if you don't focus on ham and glute development, then you're going to become quite imbalanced, and that's a bad thing, especially when you hit the climbs. However, Euros Williams pointed out that with the conventional deadlift, while my setup is nice, my butt has a tendency to rise a little bit before the bar starts moving, and that in turn dampens down the amount of glute and hamstring involvement I have in the movement, in turn reducing some of the benefits of the conventional deadlift for me. So I'm looking to rectify that right now with some lighter sets, really to dial back in the movement and remedy the problem that Euros has identified. Sometimes to move forward in life, it's a case of taking a step back in order to improve. So that's the plan here with the conventional deadlift. Address Euros's point and build better technique and ultimately greater strength. And also with cycling as the main effort and now in peak season, it does no harm to reduce the volume of work or the weight a tad and instead focus on adding a little bit more in the winter. So that was my 4th set of 5 reps, so just a little bit above body weight. Thinking that they're pretty good, but Euros, please do let me know. It's very important when you're trying to relearn a strength movement to bring back down the weight. Sure, I'd have otherwise hoped to do maybe 80 kilograms for 5 reps, but that's not going to be viable when you're trying to relearn a movement. You have to bring the weight back down in order to dial it back in. But fear not. In the gym, strength can come in many different ways. Progression can come in many different ways. More sets, more reps, obviously heavier weight, but also lighter weight with better technique equals progression. And also, found. I hope you'll see there that try to get a full lockout of the legs and not hyperextend the back, i.e. stand up straight but not bend back a little bit. Just hitting a block of sweet spot, power zone 5, under Tom Danielson, en route to the radio tower, where I'm going to hit some Vo2 Max Training in 5.5 to 6 minute efforts to kind of replicate the fitness that came in very handy for the struggle dales, but also is going to come in handy next week up in the Lake District. Definitely up and out of the saddle, over threshold was a prerequisite on the steeper gradients. So looking to replicate that now as best I can indoors. I'll report back shortly. Just had a nice little zone 2 recovery for about 3 or 4 minutes. Clear separation of power and effort between the sweet spot power zone 5 and the recovery upper zone 2 stroke power zone 4. Now just going to spin down to the radio tower. Training difficulty is on 100% to get the greatest benefit from the training. I'm going to be up and out the saddle. I'm going to run out of gears. Aiming to keep the power above really 300 watts, 310 watts to 350. Don't want to go much above 350. See how I manage to control it out the saddle. Here we go. Always feels a little bit alien. This is you get out of the saddle at Vo2 Max Power for the first 60 seconds. Just trying to find that nice gearing and settle down into the effort. So let's get back above the power floor. Still got one gear left when we hit the 16% gradients on Zwift. Now outdoors, I'll be swinging the bike rather than my body side to side. And occasionally glancing down at the power meter just to make sure I'm not going too deep. Or too little. Trying to keep it Goldilocks. Nice deep breath. In and out. Try and expel the CO2. Feels good though. We'll see how I feel after 5 of these. This is power zone 8, Tom's nuclear power zone. Just very low Vo2 max. Well, not low Vo2 max, Vo2 max. Trying to find a gearing and a cadence to get the power back up. There we go. Going up a gear just to get more torque as the gradient slackens off. Practicing keeping the power down over the crest. And now for recovery. Now you may have seen in my video on the struggle, on the second climb, Lee Baxter, who lives in the Lake District, I'm gonna have a good ride out on Hardknott Pass and the struggle with Lee Baxter. He is super strong. He did some of those steep ascents seated and spinning a very low cadence. So I'm going to try and replicate that now to see if I'm capable of similar. Already, it's proper difficult. See, no more gears. You can really feel the extra emphasis on the hamstrings. Trying to sit forward on the saddle. Keeping the power above 300 is the goal here. It's going to be very hard when we hit 15, 16, 17. Oh dear me, proper difficult. I don't know how you do it though. As I say, we're 100% trained to be here. No more gears, you can see. We're not even at the steepest bit yet. And Lee was doing this in 25 to 35% gradients. All kinds of pain faces. Trying to keep the car stable, get as much power through the crank as possible. Here we go. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps the channel. And do join me and Lee Baxter in the Lake District in the next training vlog. This is number 4 in terms of ascent. Well, that was definitely the best power of the day, but boy, did it ruin me. So join Lee Baxter and myself in the Lake District in the next training vlog. Whoever you are, whatever you do, please remember to live, thrive and stay healthy. Dear me.